Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the...
Hi, Sue. Hello, West Coast Gemini.
Have you seen
Hi, Denise.
the well-to-do up and down Fifth Avenue?
Hi, Christopher. Hi, Desmond.
Famous thoroughfare with their noses in the air. High hats and narrow collars, white spats and lots of dollars. Spending
Same to you.
time for a wonderful time.
Hey, John Dial. Hello. Bahia. Hello, love. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Marty. Good morning, Colleen. Hey, Jess.
Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes for
morning, Eden.
Coats, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper.
Morning, Rocker.
Trying hard.
Hello, Sean Hill Photography.
Super duper. Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks and umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz, ah, yeah.
People are showing up. Morning, Kay. Good morning, Rochelle. Good morning, Robin. We'll give everybody a few more minutes. Good morning, Merle. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. How is everyone? Everybody okay? Just checking in. Today is Friday. TGF Friday, June 12th, in the year of our Lord. It's time to wake up.
Wake up, it's the morning. Wake up.
Good morning, Crystal.
It's dawning. Wake up, it's time to start the day. So everybody's gotta wake up. Wake up, wake up. It's the morning. Wake up. The day is dawning. Wake up. It's time to spill some tea. So everybody's gotta wake up. Wake up.
Y'all wake. I hope you are. Oh, it is again TGIF. Like I said, I hope you're all doing well. We are in the 16th day of protests in New York City after the murder of George Floyd. We continue because that's the only option. We will continue to protest. We will continue to march. We will continue to make change happen. Not ask for change, not hope for change. Make change happen. Like you go into this, when you go in the store, you ask for, and you look, you got a case quarter. Make that change. Good morning, Frank. How are you? Good morning, Manhattan Milk. I hope you're all doing well this morning. Good morning, Mother. Y'all, people are if you aren't paying attention, people are continuing to tell their stories of injustice and bias and racism in the theater community. And I tell you, good morning, Bridget, that these wounds are running deep, 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 deep. So I have a feeling we will continue to hear stories, some naming names, some giving you, the Etch-a-Sketch or the clue version of things so that you can figure out what it is on your own. But there's plenty coming out, and about people that you would not have expected because of liberal views, or good morning, Trenton, or good morning, Doug, or just because. But they're all coming out. Good morning, Nick. How are you? So listen, keep your seatbelts on, because this ride is getting bumpier and bumpier. Y'all thought y'all were on the little kiddie roller coaster. Y'all big on that big wooden one that's rickety that makes you nervous when it goes up that hill and then back down. That's the roller coaster that we're on. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Elizabeth Joy. Good morning, Eric Jordan. How are you? You all, Nike has decided that they are going to make June 19th, that we, especially those who have African American ancestry, know as Juneteenth, is going to make it an annual paid holiday for their workers. Love you too, Frank. We'll do a joint Instagram at some point. We're going to talk about your company and all the great things you guys are doing. Yes, so they are making that an annual paid holiday. Nike is doing that. For those of you who don't know, Google Juneteenth, but it is June 19th. The date is 1865, which is 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was decreed on January 1st, 1863. 2.5 years later was when the slaves in Texas, who were the final group of African Americans who found out that they were free by the then governor of Texas, 2.5 years after Emancipation Proclamation. So we celebrate that as Freedom Day. Juneteenth, lots of things are happening on Juneteenth this year. Trump and Third Lady Malaria will be apparently in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa, the home of the race war that happened in 1921 on May 30th and June 1st. Good morning, Phyllis. How are you, Miss Dunning? Good morning, Christopher. They've chosen that location for one of his rallies. And I think we all know, it's like, I think he may want to pretend that he is the massacre. Thank you. That he is not a racist, but he is one of three things. He's either a racist, or he's stupid, or he's both. There are no words, because you don't choose that day in that location with your followers without knowing what that means and what that's going to do. Good morning, Michael. How are you? So there's so much craziness from them, continued craziness from them. There was also, like, this week, General Milley, I'm not sure how you pronounce, Mark Milley, I think is how he pronounces his name, he apologized for walking to St. John's Church with the president last week. It's like everyone is trying to find ways to distance themselves from that craziness, and they're either trying to distance themselves because they finally realize how much of a racist and how horrible this current government is, or they're trying to distance themselves so they don't get caught up in it, but they haven't changed their ways. So let's figure out what they are. We're finding that more and more. Good morning, Cordy. Good morning, Anthony. I'm not sure if I said good morning. Good morning, Martha. Good morning, Sarah. More generals are stepping back and saying, we got to fix this. Many have been talking about the fact that they need to rename some of our military bases that were named for Confederate generals, blah, blah, blah. So they're looking like there are a bunch of them, like Fort Bragg, Camp Beauregard, Fort Benning, and there are a couple of others that they're trying to change the names. And of course the president's like, no, we can't change the names. Like, why are we holding on to names of a failed government, of non-USA, United States of America patriots? Because the Confederacy was against the Union. This side won, yet we are holding on to so much from the other side's statues and that flag and all these things we continue to hold on to. Nikki Haley said the other day that the Confederate flag is a sign of service, sacrifice, and heritage. To what and to whom? Because the Confederacy lost. I mean, so let's be serious. If we were sitting here and somebody said they wanted to put up an Osama bin Laden plaza or something in his honor, we'd all be like, what are you talking about? We killed him. He lost the war on terrorism. But we don't do the same thing for the Confederate flag. If we were trying to do the same thing, and listen, and a lot of these white supremacists are doing it, we are all letting it happen. If they were trying to put up those Nazi flags or something, our Jewish brothers and sisters would be like, oh, wait a minute. Have you all forgotten? Because so why is that flag all right? Why is that flag a sign of service and sacrifice and heritage? It's a sign of loss. The Confederates lost. They lost the war. They lost that war. The Civil War was lost by the Confederate Army. Do we all need to say it? Because maybe it seems like some people never heard that. And I blame the president. What's his name? Which one is it? Andrew Jackson or Johnson from North Carolina after Abraham Lincoln? I think it was Andrew Jackson who was racist and apparently, not from wealth like some of our other presidents have been, and wanted to get up and wanted certain people to have to like grovel to him. Johnson, thank you, Reagan. And so gave back. Listen, and they call them the rich, the Southern oligarchs, gave them back after their land was taken from them in the Civil War. Gave them back their land. They had to go to Washington and tell him that they appreciated him like this president's doing. You got to go and say something nice to him, and then he gave them back their land, and it started all over again. Anyway, Google. Bubba Johnson. Bubba Johnson has changed NASCAR. They have decided they're not going to allow the Confederate flag to be flown during their races or on their property. We love that. My history book in AR wasn't exactly truthful about. Yeah, they still call it the War of Northern Aggression because they lost. Let's change those history books. Listen, we got to start telling the full truth about everything. Well, we have friends who are Russian. They're saying it's interesting because our history books tell the story that America won, the U.S. won World War II for the world, and they're like, Russia had a lot to do with that too. So y'all just forgotten that. Y'all left that part out because it didn't make sense for the part of the history you wanted people to know. We're all big and strong, but we don't want them to know that actually Russia at that point had a huge part in helping to defeat Hitler. I'm changing those history books, right? Okay, anyway, so Bubba Johnson, get his thing. Have you all seen Bubba Johnson? I don't know who I thought Bubba Johnson was, but named like Bubba Johnson, you think you're going to see some, 6'4", raggedy, and watched them 3 or 4 days, redhead, coming through. Hey, Andrew, nothing wrong with redhead. Y'all know I love a redhead. Bubba Johnson ain't playing. Bubba Johnson is he's black, he's mixed race or something, and fine. Y'all need to go ahead and Google Bubba Johnson today too, and go in to get yourself a new NASCAR fan sheet of whatever it is. I'm sorry I keep saying Stu because y'all know how I don't like saying Good morning, Alpha. You moved from Instagram to Facebook. Is it Bubba Wallace or Bubba Johnson? Bubba Gump? Y'all know who Bubba is. Check him out. So the last thing we talked about, then we'll keep it moving. I think we talked about all that stuff. Is Starbucks. Rochelle just says fine AF. Yes. And I don't know what he's using in his hair, but his hair it's glistening without being oily looking. You know what I mean? Just Google and look at it. Anyways, Starbucks has asked their employees not to wear Black Lives Matter t-shirts or paraphernalia in their store. Bubba Wallace, thank you. Now, you can have pins and hats and everything else on for any other thing in that liberal coffee house, but they are asking them not to wear, good morning Malcolm, to wear any Black Lives Matter t-shirts or anything because they don't want people protesting in their coffee houses. Who protests inside a coffee house, inside a Starbucks? So can we have pride parties inside Starbucks because you have no problem with LGBTQII. Nor should you. But you're fine with one and not for another. I tell you what, you won't Starbucks anymore. And I still got like $50 on my Starbucks card. It's going to sit there. Because what you will not do is get any more of my black money for your black coffee. No, excuse me. It should be hashtag my black money buys black coffee, but not burnt coffee. Because I'm not buying any more of that burnt coffee. You have got to step up and step right. Because listen, that little Tom sandal that you're wearing so that some kids in Africa can have their cleft palates covered up and have some fresh water. You just stuck that Tom in your mouth. So all that good you think you're doing, you're absolutely not doing any good at all. You just showed your color. Starbucks to allow Jeremiah just put up, thank you, producer. Jeremiah just put up, the CNB says that Starbucks now is going to allow baristas to wear Black Lives Matter attire and accessories. You still ain't getting my money because it ain't enough. Because, listen, again, you showed your color. You showed your color yesterday, and then you're like, oh, ooh, I guess we should have said that. No, you shouldn't have. But yes, you should have. You know what? Yes, you should have said that, because now we know who you are. Good morning, Tim. How are you? Now we know who you are with your burnt coffee and that diabetes-inducing Frappuccino. Sell it to somebody else. Sell it to somebody else. Duncan, you got me. You got me with your good coffee. And you got that sausage, egg, and cheese croissant too. And I can go to Krispy Kreme if I want. Krispy Kreme, don't act crazy. I know what y'all did during the Second World War and how y'all made some money, but don't act crazy today. Because ain't nothing but black people buying y'all's donuts, so you better be real careful, Krispy Kreme. All right, let's get to the birthdays. Woo! We can take it down. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Mark Vanderpool, Melissa Hanman, Serena Cacciatorian, Peter Perry, Joanne Bortz, Charles Michelle, David Shenton, Greg Reynolds, Wally Dunn, and yesterday Andrew Steiner, Tony Leslie James, Tara Michelle, Michael Bagwanden, Jason Wetzel, Evan Stern, Reagan Case Phelps, Joyce Barrett McNeil, and Jessica Sheridan. Happy birthday to you. Now it's time to open up the hymn books, see what God has done. Open up those hymn books so you can run. Ooh, open up the hymn books. Hey neighbor, how are you? New neighbors, they're renting this week. And I'm screaming out a window. All right, so if you all open up your hymn books to Psalm 37, verse 4. You know what? I forgot to get the angels here for you this morning. If you open up your hymn books to Psalm 37, verse 4, I'm going to find the angels. Where are my angels? There they are. Where are my angels at? To the front, the back, where the people go. You know, there they are. So if you open up Psalm 37, verse 4. I'm having water this morning because I've been drinking so much coffee and so much, as we call it, Lady Wine Rosé, that I need to have some more water in my system. All right. Oh, come on, angels. You can be a little louder. Thank you. All right. So Psalm 37, verse 4. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Psalm 37, 4. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Pause to consider a heart's desire you have ignored. Good morning, Francisco. Prayerfully ask if God has a new path, a new normal, or a new dream for your heart. It doesn't have to be super dramatic. Even slight changes in your trajectory that reflects Jesus can make big impacts on your future. It could be as simple as a renewed sense of thankfulness for the things you have in your life, or as big as a career change. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word. Take delight in the things. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desire. Here's the thing. You got to take delight in knowing that he is open to whatever you want. He is open to the dreams of your heart, the desires of your heart, that inkling, that twinkling in your brain that you had an idea of something that you want to get done. This is the time. This is the time to get moving, to get started. Good morning, Lord. This is the time for us to make changes. No more sitting back. No more wishing and hoping. This is the time to get up and make a change. Listen, the girl said it over at Sweet Charity. Gonna get up, get out, and do it. Da-da-da-da-da, and jump. This is what you need to be doing. We can no longer sit back and wait. And God doesn't want you to. He wants you to get out and fulfill the desires of your heart. He wants you to know, he wants you to see the true colors in people. So make sure your eyes are open. Maya said it was that when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. I believe Starbucks yesterday with what they did, not today with what they're saying. perfectly from the first time. All right, I love you all so much. Those of you who are going to be around on Sunday, you know we will have church on Sunday at, thank you, angels, at 11 a.m. And then we'll be back together next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Monday, I'll let you know if Monday's going to happen because I may be traveling back into the city. But we will be together on Sunday at 11 a.m. for church. I hope to see you all. I love you all. Good morning, Scott. Get out there and good morning, Jason. Have a great, great day and know that I'm with you. Love you, love you, love you. Bye.